Today, we are talking about vision and creating a crystal clear vision for your life and for your business and taking it to the throne of God and asking for what you want. Hey, it's Stephanie Ferrara, your empowered creativity coach. As a Christ-centered business branding coach, I help women in the early stages of their business to develop strong foundations for a thriving, God-driven business. Is that you? I hope it is, because today's show is just for you. Welcome to the show today. We are talking about vision today, and I'm so excited. Man, this topic lights me up. I could talk about it for hours, and I have, but I won't today. I will try to keep it brief. What I want to talk to you about is your vision for your life and for your business. We are very good at creating dreams for ourselves, or even recognizing maybe a God dream within us, but it kind of stops there as the dream. And I want to challenge you today to really take that dream and create a crystal clear vision of what it looks like. Not in the getting there, because the getting there will kind of happen. Things will begin to develop on their own once the vision is clear. What this looks like is writing it down, not just the dream that you have, but the vision that goes along with it, all of the emotions, all of the feelings, the activities that are involved in that dream. I'll give you an example, and this is my personal example. I know that in 2015, God gave me a huge dream. And that dream was to coach women business owners in life and in business. He really almost confused me because he talked about life coaching and then he talked about business coaching when he was giving me this dream. And I had to do some research to figure out what both of those were. But once I did, I realized how powerful they could be in helping other women to really realize their dreams. And then as I started to work with women in recovery and get into helping women in the ministry setting at my church, I realized that there are a lot of women who have forgotten how to dream, or they kind of have that dream, but it seems so far off and so impossible that it's just kind of died. It's there, but they cannot see the possibility in it at all, that it could ever be true. And my role as a coach is to help pull that back out of you and help you dream again, help you make it clear, and then help you put steps in place to get there. Because God doesn't put a dream in us just to let it die. He wants to see that dream fulfilled. But we do have a role in it. We have a part in it, and life can get in the way, and circumstances can happen that make it seem like it's just never going to happen. But I want to challenge you in a few ways today to help you really get to that point where you can see just how possible it is, not because of your abilities, not because of where you are right now, but because God is in it. And when God is in it, there is no stopping him from making that dream come true, because he planted it in you to begin with for a very specific reason. We may not even understand totally all the aspects, all the reasons why he has given us this dream, but I challenge you to follow it, to work towards it. I challenge you for that. So today, in today's episode, we are talking about that dream. Do you have a dream, and have you created a vision around it? Because when I think about the dream that God planted in me to coach women in business, I had that vision. That was the dream, but I needed to really make it clear for myself. And what that looks like for me, this is an exercise that I do with my clients within the first module of Lead. And that first lesson really helps you to drive down deep into creating your vision. It's called Envision Your Future. And within that, one of the first things that I have you do is outline the things that you want to remain in your life, like the things you like, the things you want more of in your life, and to actually list out the things you don't want in your life. Because we all have things in our lives that we just kind of put up with or we just don't want. But sometimes we're not sure how to make it happen to make it leave, to get it to go, right? So we just kind of accept it and we don't acknowledge it. Maybe we say, it's not that bad or whatever, but there's always things in our lives that could improve or that we just need to eliminate. And it's okay to acknowledge that. So my clients will take that, that will write out that list of the things that they want to keep within their life, the things that they want more of, and the things that they want to get rid of in their life. So when you think about things that maybe you want more of, it may be more time with family. You want to keep your exercise routine, or you want to do more of it. Maybe you really, really do enjoy your job. You enjoy what you do, and you want to be able to do more of it in a different way. So those are the types of things you may list out, things you want to get rid of or don't want anymore. Maybe you spend a whole lot of time working overtime, major overtime, just to get by. And maybe you want to get rid of the overtime, but still be able to meet and exceed your financial needs for the month, right? And so getting rid of overtime would be the thing. I don't want to do that anymore. The big thing that is really going to help you solidify some of these things as do I want it or not is digging down into why. And I like to tell my customers or my clients to ask themselves why at least 5, if not 7 times. And the example I like to give is with fitness. It's an easy one as far as an example. So, I want to work out more. Why? Why do you want to work out more? Well, because I want to be more fit. Why do you want to be more fit? Well, I know I need more energy. I kind of lose energy in the day. I want to have more energy. Why? Well, I want to quit taking naps in the middle of the afternoon. But also, I realize that my lack of energy impacts my family. Okay, why is that important to you? That you have energy and that when your lack of energy impacts your family. Well, because I don't want to do anything. By the end of the day, I get home or I'm finished my work day and the kids want to play or they want to go to the store, they want to go shopping, they want to go to the mall, they want to go do something. And I'm just too worn out. Well, why is that important to you? Well, because I want to spend time with my kids more. I want to be able to be the one that says, yes, we can do that. Okay. So that's one method. Now that 5th why, you could probably go even further than that. But that's a good example of asking yourself why and working through the answers to that. That gets to the real root of why you want to do the thing that you want. And you can do it in the negative as well when you're looking at the things you don't want in your life anymore. And really work through, well, I don't want to work overtime. Why? Well, because I'm working too much. Well, why is it important to you to not work so much? Because I want to be able to spend more time with my family. Why is that important to you? And just work your way through the question at least 5 times and push yourself to 7, because sometimes it takes that to really get to the root. So that's number 1. That's like the first step, is really identifying the things you want in your life and the things you don't want in your life. And you may be saying, well, what does that have to do with the dream that God's given me? Well, we need to recognize where we are in life today. Now, the next step is to really put down on paper what you want your life to look like once that dream is achieved. So taking that dream of, for me, coaching, what does it look like? Well, it doesn't just look like, well, I get to meet with women and coach them in their business. You need to create a vision for your entire life, because while we like to compartmentalize and we like to separate work and family and church and ministry and outside activities and friends, we like to compartmentalize those things. In reality, you really can't. All of it affects the other. They're not totally separate blocks in a chain, right? They're connected, though they may have separate aspects to them. And when you take the time to look at each aspect and figure out, what do I want more of? What do I not want in those things? Then you can look at, you actually begin to see how they connect. And so the next step is to really define your ideal day. And this isn't your biggest, grandest, went on the most spectacular vacation and met a superstar kind of day. This is the day that you would love to put on repeat every single day. Like if Groundhog Day was real for you, like remember that movie? If Groundhog Day was real for you and you repeated this day every day, you'd be okay with it, like more than okay. It would be amazing to be able to repeat this day every day. And you want to make sure that when you create that vision, that you're putting into it from the time you wake up. You kind of write it like a journal entry, as if the day just happened, like a Dear Diary kind of thing. And looking at it from the time you woke up to the time your head hits the pillow and you go back to sleep at night. What did you do that day? Who was it in the day? How did it make you feel? What did it look like, smell like, feel like to do the things that you did that day? How did it make you feel? How did it make others feel? And putting that into that kind of journal entry, like I said, and I have very specific steps that I take my clients through in this to create that one vision. But even just with this, you could put together, you could just start writing and put together what you would want in a day, and what you would want that to look like. Now, the next step is to take your vision and present it to God. You have his dream within you and what you're trying to achieve. And now you've written out this dream, this vision. You've taken the dream and you've put it into more of a vision. So you can actually read this journal entry that you've created of your ideal day and see it in your head. So when you read that journal entry, it is so crystal clear. You can see it in your head like a movie playing of just how, how clear it is and how detailed it is. The detail is what's important. The Bible tells us to come boldly before the throne of God. And I want you to do that with your vision. Take your vision. Say, God, this is what I want my life to look like. Partner with me in this. Your dream is included in this, God. You planted this dream in me. And I bring it to you with my ideas included. And let's partner together to make it happen. And there's something beautiful when you submit your dream, your vision, your ideals to God and say, let's do this together. Because he will partner with you and he will help you achieve it. The things that I want to warn you about with your ideal day vision is don't include how you've gotten there. Okay. Don't include too much detail. I do say get detailed, definitely, I guess, but don't be too attached to the detail, because when you partner with God, sometimes he's got better ideas, and the way it actually plays out may be different, but it will be realizing the same vision, but the method getting there may be different than what you thought. So make sure that you're open to that, but don't be afraid to take your vision to God and ask to partner with him. Just don't be afraid to do that. He wants to be part of your business. He wants to be part of your life, every detail of both. And when you invite him into it, miracles can happen. Then your next step is to pray over your vision. Pray over your vision. You have written out this beautiful, detailed vision of your ideal day. Pray over it. After you have read over it, and I suggest you read over it daily or at least every few days, like keep it front of mind, but read over it. And after you have read it, I want you to pray. And this is how I want you to pray, because we don't need to beg God to come along with us. Like, we don't need to read it and say, I've given this to you. Please, please, please let it happen. No, we don't need to do that. When we have come with a pure heart, when we have come with a genuine heart, and we're partnering with him in his dream for us, and we're presenting the vision of how we want it to be, because it's okay for us to want things too. when you present it to him and you read that ideal day and you take the time to visualize it, and then you say, God, I present this to you and I thank you. This is the key. I thank you for the things that you are doing, whether I can see them or not. I thank you for what you are doing to make this vision a reality, to bring this about. I thank you, God. And when you are thankful for what he is doing, because there are so many things that he does behind the scenes, we don't know it. We don't know how he is going to be connecting us 2 months from now to the right person that's going to be the one that catapults us into the next level of our business. I mean, we just have no idea. So you want to acknowledge that he can do things that we are not aware of. And so the first thing is thanking him for everything that he is doing in the background, everything that he is doing to help realize your vision, realize that dream. Okay. And then the second thing is to ask him, what do I need to do today? What is my role today in making this vision come true? So you ask him, what is my to-do list? What do I need to make sure I get done today in my business or in my life that will get me one step closer to achieving this vision, to achieving that dream? And when you partner those two things together, thanking God for what he's doing and asking, what's my part? What do I need to do? And then following through with that, because following through with that is obedience. When he says, this is what you need to do, you need to do that. And honestly, like, you don't need to ask, what's the next thing that I need to do, until you've done that one, because you need to be obedient to his instruction and be obedient to his guidance. And when you allow yourself to do that, when you allow yourself to acknowledge the dream that you have within you, to put a vision to it that is crystal clear, to pray over that vision with God and thank him for what he's doing to make it happen, and asking, what is your role? What is your to-do item in that today? Then the two of you together are unstoppable in your life and business. And I said, I know I use the examples of business, but it could be life. There may be something in your life that you want in the same way. Visualize it. Ask God to partner with you in it. Tell him you're all in, and ask him, thank him for what he's doing. Ask him what you need to do. And I'll tell you, there are some days that I'll get a to-do list, 3 or 4 things that he tells me do this, this, and this. Sometimes they're very, usually they are very practical things. Sometimes it's entering my receipts into QuickBooks, because that's one of the things that I like to avoid. I'm not a numbers person. So, but there's times when it's like, do that, record another video. Sometimes he'll even give me like the subject of the video that I'm supposed to record. And then sometimes it's vacuum the house, because I'll tell you, I can get so focused on business that my I'll say duties within the house will definitely fall to the wayside, because they're no fun. And I'd rather work on things that are fun. And so sometimes he has to remind me that, yes, I need to go do the laundry and I need to do the dishes and things like that. And that is part of life. But what that does is, what that's saying to me, because I know that he is a God of order, and he is a God of that has roles for us. And I'm not saying that like housework is the woman's role, but right now in my household right now, it is my role. But there are times in our lives when Tom definitely has more of a part in that role, in those roles. And so I'm able to leave them to him, because he can get them done. Right now, in the season that we are in life, here in this house, those things fall to me. And of course, I can get my daughter to do some of them sometimes. But if God has told me to do it, then I know I need to do it, not ask her to do it. And so just partnering with him in every aspect of your life really is amazing. It takes a lot of pressure off of you to make sure that you're doing the right things, because when you're asking God what to do, you're doing the right things. And having that crystal clear vision and taking the time to really not talk about it, but read over it, spend time praying over it, and then asking for your role, thanking him for what he's doing, and asking him, what do I do today to achieve that? You will see amazing things happen in your business. Thank you so much for listening in today, for joining me today. If this is something that you've already implemented in your business, I would love to hear your feedback on how it has worked. What are you doing? What is there something additional that you're doing that you could suggest? I'm open, man. Let's do this together and grow together. But what have you seen happen in your life since you started doing this exercise of the visualization and praying over that with God, inviting God to tell you, what do you need to be doing today? If you haven't done that yet, give it a try. Like, take the time to work through this. Go back and listen to it again. Take notes. Get some step-by-step directions from this. It's all in here. If you haven't done any of this yet, if this is brand new to you, go back, hit rewind. Okay, we don't rewind anymore necessarily, do we? Anyway, go back, listen to it again, take the notes, and then do every step that I've told you to do, that I have suggested in this video, because you are going to want to go step by step through it. And then once you have done that and you spend some time actually exercising through this, like on a daily basis, ask God, what do I need to do today? What's number one today? Going over your vision, take time to do that. And I'd love to hear your results, because it really doesn't take that long to get noticeable results when you're partnering with God. Join my Unique and Full of Faith Facebook group, and that is going to be probably the best place that I'd love to be able for you to communicate back to me and tell me, how did this go for you? And I would love to have you as part of that group. So again, just to recap, putting together a crystal clear vision for your business is the number one key to success. You've got to have it written down. So take the time to go through and really evaluate your current circumstances. What do you want more of? What do you want less of or none of? Then create that vision, that crystal clear vision with all kinds of detail of your ideal day, the day that you would want on repeat like Groundhog Day. Then take time to read that frequently, pray over it, and ask God to join you in that. Present it to Him and ask boldly for His help within it. Thank Him for what He is doing, and then ask, what is your part? What is your to-do list for today? Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time.